redirecting to Facebook Live page. And
okay, brother, we live.
We are live.
What's up, guys?
We are live.
What's up, guys?
What's up, Facebook?
How's it going, everybody?
So let's start it off. We're gonna
start us off. You guys start us off.
Yeah, let's So we're gonna kind of introduce ourselves real quick. We got Todd Tanaka, Team HK. We got Clay LY, Team Papa Clay Jiu-Jitsu. My brother Chris and I from Ultimate Martial Arts Academy. Mike Chris Amzika. What we're thinking about doing is we're gonna start a podcast, a video podcast, and we're gonna try to discuss a whole bunch of different topics and whatever you guys are interested in. Some of our background, some of the stories we have. Individualized little topics that we're going to go through, and want to kind of throw it out there, see if you guys are interested in jumping on. Maybe sometimes we may go live, sometimes we may go broadcast and post later. But if you guys can maybe submit any questions, some topics that you guys would like us to cover. All of us been in jiu-jitsu for over 20 years, approaching 30 years, and we've got a lot of stories about old school jiu-jitsu before it became popular, and a lot of stories between us. The friendship we develop, the people we interact with, how different factions and philosophies in jiu-jitsu has changed over the years. So we want to kind of invite you guys to kind of interact with us while we kind of broadcast the stories, and we'll figure out what's the best way of doing that for everyone.
Yeah. So
Todd, why don't you go over? I'm sorry, Todd. Why don't you go over some topics that you think we're covering?
Well, I think Mike wrote it down, right? Didn't Mike?
Yeah, I did. So let me look at my trusty notes here. So some of the things that we kind of talked about, just kind of throwing things off the top of our head, was the first UFC. So Chris and I got to go to the first UFC, the first tournament in Hawaii that we competed in. We went to Columbus for a Gracie National Tournament, which is a real fun.
I think Mike wrote it down, right?
Personal physical interactions that we've encountered defending the art in the name of jiu-jitsu. How we started jiu-jitsu, how did jiu-jitsu change over the course of the years from a self-defense oriented to sport, and then how that kind of converted and developed rivalries in different schools. Our first trip to Brazil, and then multiple trips to Brazil that we went to, and then we had belt promotions. Maybe we can talk about how that's changed over the years when we started versus now, and then also maybe we can talk about experiences such as like us taking our self-defense test with Relson. So some of the guys may be aware, some of the guys not, that for your black belt, Relson requires you to take a self-defense test with him, and we're not sure exactly if that changes between us and the other mainline schools, but I kind of have a feeling probably it does, just because we've had the most interaction with Relson personally, and how nerve-wracking it is. So we prepare, and things kind of change, and new techniques are developed and refined in our experiences. So we kind of want to just kind of maybe broadcast our own experiences, talk about it with each other first, share experiences. And then
we're going to bring on some, sorry to cut you off, I see Shane again on here. So, we'll bring those guys. We don't want you guys to feel left out at all. Any of the other Relson Association guys, it's just, this four of us took over an hour to organize and get us all on this one, just to meet here today. It took us over an hour to talk today through text. So we're going to have guest guys on the show, right? We're going to bring on other black belts from the association, as well as just other people who we know that's not even part of our association that can come and talk about some experiences back in the day and whatnot.
Yeah. So you're right, Todd.
Who I just posted on Facebook Live. Todd has we can do a whole episode on Todd explaining himself to my case.
Yeah, like Todd explained, we just, like Todd said, it just took four of us. I was at the beach, by the way, but four of us to come up with this, 5-minute or short clip, and about Hawaii Jiu-Jitsu and our experiences, and not to leave out anyone, but if we had to go and collect freaking 20 black belts, we'd probably do another 20 days and probably broadcast the first 5 minutes of this June 1st, maybe. Yeah, so right on. Yeah, so the four of us getting together, Hawaii Jiu-Jitsu and our experiences. I, of course, came in on a latter part, but still 20 plus years with these guys. So yeah, you guys got any questions? Anything you want us to cover? Definitely, you guys can jump in and leave your post, and we'll try to hit that up. Again, I have to thank Mike and Chris and Todd putting this together. I just kind of jumped right in here. Like I said, I was at the beach trying to enjoy the first opening day. So, good job,
How was
boys.
it? Was it busy?
Well, it was okay, bro. You know, as long as the people stay in the clusters, the family clusters. I'm a family of 5, but we good. Anybody came there, I'm just kidding. No, it was good. The water, you know what, man, Alamana Beach, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the water, but for not having that many people in the water for that long, the water is nice. The water is nice. The beach is nice. It's clean. It's awesome. I think we should have a beach closure every autumn month. No, I'm just kidding.
We're trying to get Cleo to go live at the beach just to kind of rub in everybody in the mainland to show how good our beaches are. All these other guys say they're awesome, but Hawaii beaches are the best.
Yeah, I mean, I should have stayed. I was already on the way home. My youngest one, she already fell asleep in a freaking wagon, and so we had to make it over. But yeah, the next time though.
Maybe we'll have Cleo posted at the beach. He'll jump in with that yeah, background.
Exactly. Right? Exactly, bro, for sure. I'm so down, and we might even have to do that tomorrow if nobody else is at the beach, because I'll be at the beach.
I think everybody's gonna enjoy our conversations that we have internally. I think from you think that because we come basically from the same culture, we have kind of a similar background, that we have similar thoughts on things. So I think you're gonna find that we have a variety of different concepts and thoughts and beliefs. So hopefully, as we share them, then you guys will get some value from that. And as we bring on the other black belts, the House of Black Belts, you see how different those guys are, and you see what kind of maybe differing some spirited conversations, but also in the sense of unity, and how it's just a fun conversation every time we get together. So we're just gonna kind of bring you guys into our little group that we have anytime we get together. So that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, we'll be going over techniques too, right? Like, let's say we do an arm lock, and then we'll give each other's different like techniques of style that we might do, depending on our body types.
Tiger. Was that
another shot at me? The reason why this podcast took really long to set up is because Chris took a long time finding the right angle to hide his.
Yeah, right.
I have to get my I have to dust off my old my MySpace profile.
Yeah, I think it's MySpace profile.
So we got one question, Todd, up there.
Yeah.
I mean, not that we'll get time to answer, but I mean, I think that's a good one. For the guys who started with Relson as a kid, so this is from Mike Casey. Curious if he taught you differently than adults. So I think that's one of the topics you guys were hitting up earlier. Yep. I mean, earlier in our text conversation, that one is from Mike Casey.
Yeah, I think
we should save that for an actual podcast, because we can go really big into that. You know, like
for sure.
There's too much to explain right now, but like again, we're gonna talk about the adults. So we also talk about adults versus me, right? And in a private group setting versus overall group class, right?
Yeah. And we can do it probably in our first intro. We're talking about how we started maybe jiu-jitsu. I think that would be a good one for us to kind of touch on, because we all kind of started, well, the three of us kind of started kind of in the same route, and then Tado's different. So he definitely gives a different perspective, you know, and I think that's an interesting perspective that from a private class versus us, who kind of got thrown into a Shark Tank.
Absolutely.
You know, you got to kind of survive and get beat up and come back for more.
Yeah, right.
So,
yeah, I'll tell you guys about that when I get on.
A lot of good stories about that. About getting beat up a lot.
Yeah. The most hated right here.
Yeah, we can give you our impressions of first meeting Mr. Oli over there. That's a fun story.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right
definitely
on,
keep on posting different story, like suggestions and stuff for us, different topics. I think we have about maybe 10 or 12 topics just kind of kicking around ideas already that we have lined up. But if we can, obviously it's difficult to keep us focused, but if we can, we'll kind of put each podcast together and keep us focused on a topic, and then that'll be good. And then we save other topics that come up for, future podcasts, and we'll just kind of, then we can kind of dive deep in depth with the stories, background, and then kind of move on from there.
We look for sponsors too.
Yeah.
Kaleo sends him his mask.
Yeah, that'd help out.
Yeah, man, for sure.
Pump your mask, man.
Yes.
Oh, my mask. Yeah. Hold on. We'll be right back.
We're gonna charge you for your advertising right now.
We're gonna charge you extra.
We'll send you our bill, Kaleo. We'll send you our bill.
Everybody looking for during this COVID-19 pandemic. Some
That's why
coverage.
we're late on this broadcast, because Kaleo's out selling masks at Alameda Beach Park.
Exactly. I set up shop at the beach, guys. Tent, mask. Message me if you guys want. Actually got another design coming out. No.
Hey, that new design looks nice, man. Honestly, it looks nice. I seen it on your.
That was pretty cool. I thought so too, man.
Remind me of your shorts.
Sure, so they don't clear up everything and let everybody go free, and you're stuck with 1,000 masks, bro.
Yeah. I hook you guys up. Don't worry about it.
Awesome.
Hey,
Mr.
What's up, Kingston?
Kingston. What's up?
All right. So, do you guys want to wrap it up, or you guys want to talk about something before we end?
I think what we'll do too is we'll definitely add some stories, like our stories that we heard from Relson too. So I know some of the other fellow black belts would like to hear the stories that we heard, and maybe they can compare the version they heard to the version we heard, and from my experience, the Relson's versions do get a little more PC as it gets away to soften up. So it'd be kind of good to see maybe the original that we heard, and then kind of compare the version you guys heard, or maybe some guys out there that have some details that we didn't get.
Yeah, there's always additional details. So if you tell the story multiple times, you remember more details too. So sometimes the stories get a little more interesting with added details too. So that's kind of a fun thing to kind of share with everyone too, or people to share with us actually.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Cool. Yeah. So
Anything else, Tom?
write down, guys, who you'd like to see us interview as well, right? Like, there's probably some really good guys, like maybe TJ back in the day, starting the fights in the
TJ Thompson.
Yep. He's probably got some good stories and stuff,
Absolutely.
Yeah, it doesn't have to necessarily be jiu-jitsu guys, it could be MMA guys, and even we kind of get our hands on. We know a lot of guys over the years, so we kind of have a lot of contacts. I'm sure guys would be willing to jump on and share stories. Content, baby. Tatanaka, king of content.
Hey,
we'll have him and bring his cronies and kind of do his little skits for us.
Apparently, according to Facebook, Chris, it's your mic.
Yeah.
It's my
has an echo.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I think
you changed the angle. Look at your chin.
Must be my maybe the
I guess when you go up, down, like down, the microphone changes.
Maybe my microphone is bouncing. Is it bouncing? Is it bouncing off here, maybe? And going back into my stuff.
Oh, Jan says, bring on Kid Pellegro. Absolutely. That's a good one.
Cool.
Yeah.
That could be a great one.
Yeah.
Talk about a historian.
Talk about some, like Stu, ATH. Talk about some of the nutrition stuff. Like Mike's been on this, vegan diet now?
Vegan, baby.
Vegan. How much weight have you lost? Or is that just a filter?
About 15 pounds,
Yeah.
Like 12 to 15 pounds. So that's a whole nother topic. I know you guys dog me and I'm out tugging trees and stuff like that and grazing out in the stuff. But realistically, until I did this hardcore vegan diet, like I haven't really lost like any weight. And God knows he always wants to kind of coax me into some kind of weight loss thing. So
I need
still got to pay up on the last diet thing we did. And he hasn't walked in Alameda Beach or Clarence.
You didn't pay your debt. You didn't pay up your debt.
That's another good story. That's another good story.
You never paid up your debt.
Of how, yeah, don't bet with Mike. Don't bet Mike, because if he loses, he fails to pay up on his debt.
Give us a truffle shuffle right now. Give us a truffle shuffle right now.
I told people that people don't want to see Vanna walking around on the beach park with the Speedo. And for the mainline guys, we can explain what Vanna means. And you know what a Speedo is. Think about Speedo and how Vanna looks. Or a sea urchin, and then you kind of put that together. So that was.
Look, you guys with the fish and poi diet. So that's the one we do.
Mike Casey wants to see everybody in their first gi.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Hey, Todd can still fit his.
Hey, that's another thing, right? How many of us black belts from Relson, what was our weight when we got the black belt versus to later? Like the average was like gaining like 20 to 40 pounds everybody, I think.
Only Kaleo maybe. Kaleo might be consistently the same weight.
Yeah.
Mine was probably 30 pounds. Definitely 30 pounds from when I was first started training up to when I got my black belt.
30 pounds.
And now up another 30 pounds. But let's not talk about after I got my black belt to now.
Yeah, man. So, you guys have any questions? Yeah, man. Definitely drop in.
This is for Eric Moon right here.
Hey, who's this?
You guys read the comments.
Hey, you guys know this Eric Moon guy down below? I don't know.
Yeah, we can talk. We have a bunch of stories about Eric Moon that we'd love to share too. Talk about some career destroying stories.
We can share his story about the mask. The mask and jumping into the pond. That's a good one. I'm sure he'd be happy about us sharing that.
Look, like Casey said, he started at 190 pounds and he's now at 250.
Sounds about right.
Like 20
Hey, man, I think Kimo got you beat, man. I think Kimo started at like 160. Right?
I don't know.
Kimo's a big dude.
Yeah, Kimo's a big dude.
Big bones. Kimo's big bones. Right, Kimo?
Yeah, me too. My bones got bigger. My bones got bigger over the years.
I think we're competitive with you, Mike Casey, on the weight if you do percentages. Because believe it or not, Chris and I were small guys when we started jiu-jitsu.
Absolutely. And that's the reason why I was like, about one day. The day hasn't come yet.
Don't let it.
But then these small guys.
I'm gonna go run after this.
Run for me, Todd.
Todd, you can run to my place, but I'm gonna have one barbecue in about 1 hour.
We'll come by on the way back. I've been right to Magic Island and back. So I will stop.
Okay.
I'll be right over, Khalil, but I'm just gonna drive by and just pick up a plate.
You know, Chris, he'll bring like napkins and then go after the meat.
Yeah, I can help you.
The drive-by pickup mass too.
Nice.
Hey man, for
they're selling massive big lunch.
I hand delivered these, man, to all my students. And not all of them, but some guys keep picking them up.
Awesome.
What else we got?
Looks like Moon is off work because he's sending us all these nice little
Oh my goodness.
It's nice to hear from Eric, not at 4 a.m. in the morning.
That's right.
Getting texts from that guy at like 1 to 4 a.m.
That's right. The majority of posts, right?
All right, guys. So we wrap them up.
Yeah, let's wrap it up. Cool, guys. So don't forget, write what you guys want us to discuss, some topics, and anything.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Looking forward to coming. We have a bunch of great topics for us that we've kind of come up with, and we look for a lot of great topics from you guys and what you guys want to hear from us.
Cool. Subscribe.
Right on.
All right, guys.
Yeah,
I'll
guys,
see you in
thanks for
about an hour,
tuning in.
Cleo.
You guys
What's that?
follow us on.
See you in about an hour.
Should be in about about 4:30, bro. 4:30, 5 o'clock.
Well, you making any salads so I can stop by?
Throw some freaking tomatoes at him.
let me-
Throw some tomatoes and some cabbage at him.
I get some koi salad. And I get some tortilla pie. No, just kidding.
No milk. I need
No.
plant-based, whole food plant-based.
Poi no come.
No, poi can.
Yeah, poi can, always can.
Yep. The problem with my poi, I have to eat it with sugar though. I know you Hawaiians don't like that. I gotta make it to pudding.
Where does that come from? I don't even know where that comes from. I'm like, poi and sugar. Oh my goodness.
All these guys that
All
try
right.
poi in the mainland, they hate it. Do me a favor.
Yeah.
50% poi, 50% sugar. Mix that bad boy up, bro. You're gonna love poi as much as Kaleo does.
Right on. Hey, thank you,
All right,
Facebook,
guys.
for tuning in. Again, we're gonna try to bring you guys some good content to our Hawaii Jiu-Jitsu podcast. I'm Kaleo. That's Mike. You guys know Todd and Mike's brother Chris. Thank you, guys.
When are we shooting for the next one? So we can kind of like put you guys on the spot to make sure you show up.
But how about Wednesday night?
Wednesday night.
I teach class every night. I mean, I can do my open days. We can discuss later, but I teach my classes throughout the evening of the week.
So what time? Until what time?
Till I get my last class finish 8:30.
We can do that. That's good. At 9 o'clock.
8 o'clock, 8:30. All right.
Everybody's at home,
Cool.
no problem.
We'll keep it to an hour. So we're trying to jam pack as much stuff as we can in an hour.
All right, Wednesday night, 9 o'clock or 8:45?
Kaleo.
I say, well, let's look at 8:15. I could probably. 8:30.
Yeah, let's go 8:30.
8:30, Wednesday night.
Earlier is kind of good, yeah.
Perfect.
Maybe more people still
Cool.
up, ready to go. Finish dinner, jump on, interact.
Yeah. All right,
Awesome.
let me take a
Looking
picture
forward
of
to
this.
it, guys. Guys taking a selfie right now. We'll definitely see me and Todd on Facebook.
I'm taking a picture so we can promote Wednesday night.
Yeah.
Herbert, we're ready to
That's how you guys learn all the
Take a
social
picture of
media
this.
from me. Okay, guys. Let's wrap it up.
Cool.
Cool. Thank you, guys.
Thanks for everybody that jumped on too. Appreciate it.
Yeah, appreciate you guys.
Cool.
See you guys soon.